Yeah, thank you all, and very good morning. And today we are going to discuss what is TDE, what is dynamic data masking, what is row level security, what is CDC, and what is cross database queries. Okay, so we will are going to look all of this. Now first let's concentrate on TDA. Why? Because I'm telling from so long back onwards. So while I am working in Microsoft, TDE is there on say I mean to say like on server level only. You know what is TDE? TDE stands for Transparent Database Encryption. It means what? Like my if I somebody got my database backups, okay, they might restore in their instances and they might utilize my data however they want, right? So in order to protect the databases at the rest means backups, so Microsoft came with the concept called DDE in the year of for the SQL Server of 2012. Okay, now the same option has been there for this Azure SQL Server. So we can enable, for example, if you enable, okay, what are the databases that is being there in the SQL Server, it will get affected for all of these. Okay, for all the backups, all your backups will be protected by the TDE. So now I don't want to do that. I want to protect only one database. Yes, nowadays Microsoft has been released that feature that you can enable TDE for only at the database level, and that is in preview stage. Now we will see that they say that what I am showing the same, right? The same thing. It is been there for database level as well. Now I told you that TDE is the server level. Okay. Now come to here, click in the features pan, we have a transparent database encryption. By default, Microsoft itself managed by the uh, backups are managed and protected by service manager key from Microsoft end, but I don't like that either. If uh, my data is there and your keys also is there, so mm, only we have a trust that Microsoft will won't do that kind of stuff. Okay, so you, in case if you have that, okay, so you don't like to someone to trust, okay, very easily. So and your bank data, your data is very sensitive, that's you can, then you can go for with the customer managed key. Before talking about customer managed key, and I want to talk about like Azure Key Vault. Okay, so now just I'm going to Azure Key Vault. If you want to configure TDE, the two things that you need to keep in mind is in the SQL, in which region the SQL server exists. In that region only key vault should be there. Okay. The second thing, you have to enable soft delete and you have to enable purge protection of for the key vault. These are the two things that you need to do from your end for to configure TDA. So where I need to go, just the clipboard. I already created, but I will show you one. Okay. I just
Harsha, is it chargeable Vault?
yes, chargeable. Everything in Microsoft will be chargeable. Okay. Acha. So here you need to enable, okay, and soft delete by default. See, previously we used to get so many errors where because soft delete is not enabled, please enable soft delete. So that's the reason Microsoft what they have directly enabled. Okay, so this option has to be enabled to configure TDE in that. Okay, next create. That's it. So my SQL server is in East US only. So that's the reason I can create this. Okay. But as of now, this is chargeable, right? That just I want to show you how we used to create and what are the main settings that we need to uh, from the Key Vault end. So I'm just going back to the Key Vault Arsha demo. Okay. So if you already created, you just go to the here word properties. So here by default, if you enable it won't it's only one time change. If you enable it won't allow you to go back. Okay. So I have done that. Now come back. Here, click change key trial. Here we have two types of storage, dedicated hardware, something is there, but it is very cost. Okay, so I'm just going for the key vault is enough. Harsha demo, either any key. Yeah, now I will show you the key as well. Come to keys here. I'm generate one key here. Okay, so here what I need to do. So I'm typing as a gm con just. Okay, we have two types, RSA token and EC token. Don't ask me like what is RSA. This is the kind of keys types. Okay, I'm also not aware of that fully. Why? Because it is out of our scope. Okay, DBA scope. Okay, now you just select the token. What kind of token you want? Okay, this is the key size. For RSA, it is like 200 bit size. The more size it will grow, the more hard it will it has time has to be taken. So as of now I'm going the least size. If you want to set the activation when the key has to get start and when the key has to be expired. So okay, as of now state is enable. Okay, so like rotation, the value cannot be greater than 33 days. Okay, I will give 22. I don't want to set the activation date. Okay, I will. So I have enabled one key. Okay, so this is the current version of this key. Okay, so if you want to have backups you need this key. Oh, now what I will do, I will go, why I'm getting only, I want to get two keys, right? Enable, right? Everything is good, just like refresh once. Yeah, two keys are there. I'm selecting one key. This is the current version. Click set. Yes. What happened? I'm just going back to Azure SQL Server. Uh, Test demo 08 and go to that service managed key, customer managed key, select key vault, Harsha demo, gmcon. Yeah. So now we have selected key. So if you want to select this key, it will give the entire key like this in the URL format. Anything is enough. Whatever you want, you can select it. Okay. So now auto rotate key. What will happen if you enable the keys with the option called auto rotate and enable? So what happen every certain period of time what you have mentioned, it will take the new key. Okay. So it will keep on rotating itself. So even though someone will crack this key, so again there has to be crack another one more key, right? So yeah, and for example, as I'm admin, I'm doing everything and I'm not getting any errors. For the other users, you need to have get, wrap, unwrap key permissions on the key vault to configure TDE. That is a thing you might get in the DP 300 exam. What are the permissions that SQL Server administrator should have on Azure Key Vault? These are the get, wrap and wrap permissions is required. Okay. Yes.
Harsha, just a one question.
Yep.
Why we do have a two keys, one Harsha and one Zain on that keyword?
No, no. Actually, before coming to give a session, I used to test it, right, how the service is going, how I need to how I need to tell this kind of TD and everything, right? So I have created before coming to this session.
Okay, okay. And
Yes.
what is that stop? What is that stop delete that the option is enabled while creating Azure keyword? Can you just explain
Whenever
to that?
you enable soft delete, okay, what are the key, see, these are the like say, keys that are dependent by the other services, right? So if directly deleted, it will go directly deleted. So by any chance, if you want to get back, there is no policy. If we enable the soft delete, and if we deleted any object in Azure Key Vault, it will be there up to 90 days. Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah,
Got it.
it will be 90 days. So within the 90 days, you can get it back, just like recycle bin. So we are simply very calling it as a soft delete. That's it. Okay. And so we have configured, I have not yet configured, right? Okay. So now you can see that customer managed key can be set and preview level. Now click save. Now I'm just opening my SSMS. So as of select star from sys dot databases. So we got these many databases, right? Okay. And coming to name, comma, is, I will go with this thing. And the on-prem I used to get suggestions. So we is encrypted enable means here we don't have any option, any TDE option. Now if you go back to this thing, see, archive database we have enabled for master. We have enabled at server level, right? So every database will be encrypted. But right now I'm having two databases. One is ranking, another is archive DB. So these two databases TDE is enabled. So what about the previous backups? Okay, those backups will be maintained by what are the settings that we have applied here. That settings will be applied from today onwards further. It will not go, it will not affect the change backups of the previous days. Okay, and coming to this thing, yeah, we have successfully configured TDE. Now if you go to the overview and you again see where is that future security. Now still, so whatever the changes that you have performed here, but you are still not visible, that does mean that you have not yet configured proper. Okay, so we have verified from the SSMS point of view. But one thing you need to what you need to remember is this portal is a direct, is a interface. Okay, so just like a medium browser, but it the change, if you want to reflect those changes, it will take time. Okay, I'm clicking on that. See, in the previous stage that is it is showing as a service managed key. Now it is showing that as a customer managed key. So just like interface, it will take time, and otherwise if you want to reflect those changes, you need to log out and log in, or you need to delete the cookies. So still it is showing that when I click on that, it will showing the customer manager key. And if you want to have a proof to, if you want to show that to your customer or client, so you can just take the screenshot. Okay, you can send this screenshot to your that we have enabled. Okay, so yesterday one of your mate has asked me one question, how we can see the backups and everything. So I have done some R&D on that. Okay, now I'm disconnecting that. I have one a query with me. If I click backup, so it will tell you that okay, when the backup was started, when the backup has been finished, what kind of log backup, and whether it is in retention period, and it means it is still available or not. Okay, so if we dig more on this, so we used to get more details on this. I'm just cross select star from. Yeah, so they didn't mention the sizes, but we will see that. Okay, in further maybe at the time of me, okay, my okay, when I'm working, they didn't given this DMV as well. Okay, at least we have some proof whether our backups are there or not. So this is the DMV I'm going to share with you. Is that good? Okay, Khan.
Thanks
Yes,
a
yes.
lot, Harsha. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So we have completed TDE, like what, like transfer database encryption, how we need to enable. And we know that Azure Key Vault is main thing. What are the two options that are required? Like soft delete, enable purge protection, and the same the SQL in which region SQL server exists in the same region. We need to have Azure Key Vault as well. These are the things that you need to remember. Now we will go the dynamic data masking. So now I'm going to ranking database. What is dynamic data masking? For example, um, this is my website. Okay, so I was trying to retrieve some information which is not relevant to me, and it is not like I'm seeing other person data. If I'm seeing that, if think I'm a malicious user, so I can do anything, right? For example, name one Harsha, and like phone number 98850 something like that. Okay, email ID harsha@gmail.com. Okay, so another user is there, two is there, and Shirisha is there, and his number is 98854 some, yeah. So here I'm seeing the unknown person of to me. Okay, so if I have a number, I can do anything. I can send a messages, like I can send like fake messages. I can send like suspicious links. So that I can like, so malicious user can do anything. Okay, we cannot restrict him, right? So in order to protect that data, okay, so what I will do, so if you enable dynamic data masking, it will be look like this, asterisk symbols, and everything will be in asterisks only. It will be like this. Now you tell me, if we have this kind of data, okay, this kind of data, if any, see, we are giving one level of protection to our users. Okay, so if I'm able to see like this data, what can I do? Okay, I cannot do anything, right? So here I means the malicious user. Okay, so I mean to say like nobody can do. I mean we are giving one layer of protection to our users data. This is what the dynamic data masking is. Okay, so I will show you. The first thing is we can do the dynamic data masking using portal, using SSMS, using REST APIs and PowerShell. Where is the dynamic data masking? DDM, RLS, cross database studies. Mm, okay, I will go. I will take example from. So by default, in if you say that you have been used for dynamic data masking is you need in the interview or in the DP300, they might ask you that what are the masking functions that are available. What is default, credit card, email, random number, and customer test. So these are the masking functions that we have. If we enable that, so if you have a credit card data or whatever it could be, you want to apply this kind of stuff, or you want to apply only for last four digits, then you can use the credit card function. So if you have a email and if you want mask like this, you can enable that. And the masking which generates a random number according to the selected boundaries. If you select that, basically it will generate one number and it will mask that. Okay. If you custom number, if you want, for example, there is a long text that I want to expose all first three characters and last two characters. Remaining all are asterisk symbols only. So if you want have that kind of requirement, you can go through that. So I'm creating like data is there. I'm just copying this. Okay, information. I'm going new query, paste it here. So membership two. I'm already. So I have successfully created one table and inserting some data in membership two table. Why? Because I'm already having membership. So I have inserted some data here. Okay. If you want to view, just closing that. Select star from uh, membership 2. Maybe we might get an error. Why? Because you need to mention schema name membership 2. Yeah. So we are able to view the data here. Okay. So what the here it is saying that, so what are the permissions that you required? So this is the main interview question and all may and also uh, 300 exam. Okay, what is the rules? Read and write on these policies, SQL Server data on these three things you require permissions. If you want to configure using portal, that you require, you might have, you must be SQL Server contributor or SQL Server uh, SQL Server DB contributor, server contributor, security manager. These are the permissions you required. Okay. Now what I will do now. Now I'm going to back this user test. Go to SQL databases, ranking database. Now come to dynamic data masking here. Here I want to select the email. So by default, we are able to view the data, right? So what I will do here, I'm selecting. this date membership due data, and I already selected email. So but data membership last date. Add masking is enable. So by default it is been showing, okay, what are the masking that function we can enable here. Okay, now my phone number, email, this I will select this one. So in the email it has been already by default Microsoft is suggesting that, but I want to go to the custom string here. Okay, first I will show you that how we enable right email, right? Update, save. So if you see, still I am able to view the data. Can anyone tell me why? Even though I have enabled dynamic data masking, okay, I am able to view the data because by default DB owners, sysadmin privileges users, okay, they don't, I mean, they don't comes under dynamic data masking rules. So here we can see that SQL users excluded from masking. Administrators are always excluded. So I'm right now Arsha is a sysadmin. So that's the reason I'm unable to view the data. Now if you want to I'm having one more user called text. Why I got just getting fail? So no problem. We will create one more user. Oh, I think this is the username. Right. Yeah. I have connected to the SQL server with test user, which means data. I'm having data reader permission. I'm not sysadmin. Okay. This user has not sysadmin. Now we will see the data either he's able to view or not. You just select that. Try to view the data. Select star from data dot schema dot membership dot to. See in this pane. Okay, I'm able to view the data in this pane. Why? Because I'm sysadmin. This user has a not sysadmin, right? That's the reason he is unable to view the data. Now I will show you how to I will how to apply the function here. Okay. So if you go through the ranking test, like select the email. Now select the run custom function. How many numbers that I want to expose? First three, okay, like two characters. How many I need to expose? Last five characters. And remaining all this thing only. X something. Click update. Okay. Come back. Click save. So whatever you do, first you have to again I have to come back. You have to click apply. Make sure that you have applied and your custom string is there. Now you only see the difference. Right now I'm able to see R remaining all X only, right? I'm seeing xxx.com. But if you click refresh here, see last two, first two characters, last five characters. See, this is how you need to configure dynamic data masking as per your requirement. Okay, for example, I in this case I'm having phone number. If your customer says Harsha, just three characters is enough and last two characters is enough, remaining all also asterisk symbols, then you have to apply as per his what he said. So any questions in dynamic data masking?
No, no.
Yeah. So this is how you have to apply dynamic data masking. Okay, and so, for example, now use this guy is a junior administrator or what? Now he became as a like sysadmin. Okay, now right, we have given a promotion to this guy as a sysadministration, but now now he want to able to view the data, right? So in this case, if you want to exclude any users, you can mention here text, click save. Yep. Now we can view, let's see whether he's able to view the data or not. See, he is able to view the data because he is having sysadmin permissions. So this is how you need to exclude, downclude, like you have to do the experiments and everything before going to the into production. Now what we are having, we are having row level security. So for low level security, I will take one more new database like RLS. In simple terms, I will go with the standard. Why? Because I need to show one more example. What these guys? You are using free trial subscription, and yeah, I cannot go beyond that. See, that's the reason I hate free trials. See, it is not allowing me to do some experiment. If I do experiment, then only I came to know, right? Why I showed this example, we will let you know in further in shop in 5 minutes. Why? Because we have a concept called CDC, change data capture. In CDC, if you want to do the practice, okay, you should be have minimum S4, minimum S4. Okay, so we cannot do CDC using portal trial subscription. Does anybody have pay? Yeah, pay as you go account. Yeah. So I am deleting this user. I mean disconnecting. So we are deploying one new databases to see RLS. Why? Because I have deployed something and some users are existed and you don't experience like full-fledged. That's the reason I'm taking a new database. Yeah, database got created. Just go and refresh. Expand the database. Okay. Now like I'm selecting RLS here. Just go down. Uh, That's it. We have connected to RLS. Now I'm having some, yeah, I am creating two users. Okay, three users. One is manager, sales representative one, and sales representative two. Without login, just dummy users. I cannot log in, and I want to experience whether with these users are able to view the or not for just experiment purpose. Okay, I'm just creating. So I'm creating one schema. Create schema dot sales. Now I'm creating one sales order table. Now I am inserting few rows. Now we all see that in that sales one, sales rep, sales manager, and everything is there. Okay. So if I am able to view the data or not, I am able to view the data. Total how many records we have? Six records we have. All three are sales representative one and sales three remaining three are representative T two. Okay, it means what? For example, let's take one use case. There is an hospital. Every nurse will have certain patients. Okay. Now, in order to protect the data or confidence, like whatever it could be, the as per their my hospital policy. So they are like two nurses. One nurse patient's data should not viewed by the another nurse. This is the requirement. So in that case, I mean the data should not be at all visible. In not only dynamic data masking will mask for everything, right? So if a certain have privileges or not. But here it should not be like that. For example, sales representative one user should have an access only for his data. Okay, sales representative will have only sales representative, but except manager. Manager should have view the data, right? Why? Because you need to prepare a report how his employees are doing performance and everything. Okay. Now I'm selecting as a grant select odd order on these two databases, and I'm creating one schema on with the name called security. Now this is the like inline function. What it will do here is I will tell you if the user okay related to the manager, then only the data should have visible, otherwise it will not. I'm just creating a function. Okay, now I'm creating a security policy. Why? Because security we need to bind it to this in the security policy. See, create a security policy, policy name, add filter. What is the security predicate? This function means if whenever whoever typing the data, okay. So if the current it will use the current day. I will show you. If you use this function, it will say the DBO. It means database owner has been logged in. Okay. So now we are creating a policy. Okay. Here we have applying the rules done. Now we have given a permission like here who except manager remaining all are like hidden only. They means they view only their data, not other data. Now I am executing these users. Okay. Now you see that. See, sales representative is viewing only their data. Sales representative 2 is viewing his data 4 to 5, 6. But manager is seeing is everyone's data. So this is how you need to apply. For example, you want to apply one more rule. You just copy this button and for example, sales representative, this manager has become like a CEO. Okay, his sales representative has become one sales representative one has become manager. Again, you can use R command So you can use do like this. Here we need to create alter. Okay. So just like that. Maybe some function alter. I will see, but we have little knowledge on functions, but we can do that, no issues. So this is how you need to alter the functions for which user that you have when you want to exclude. Okay. Uh, like alter function name with schema binding. Okay, we can well, otherwise we can drop this filter.
Okay. There is no user called CEO.
Oh, that's the reason, right? So yeah, thanks, man. No, this not like that might be also true. Oh, sales filter, right? Okay, now what I will do, I will off this one. Yeah, it's done because it is referring off, right? I just turn off this one, alter security policy. That is done. Otherwise, I can drop. Yeah, now I'm creating one more function. Now state is equal to on. Here I need to create. Yeah, it's done. Now let's view. I think we are all have permissions, schema level, and let's view the data. So now sales representative one is become excluded. So he is able to do, but manager has been removed. Okay, so he's not able to view the data. Why? Because he might be left the organization. Okay, so this is how you need to alter and you need to provide security to the users using RLS. So if you know nowadays nobody speaks this kind of concepts and nobody knows. So if you voluntarily how you, if one question any comes with the point of security, how you are going to give the security or provide security to Azure databases, you just start with the secure uh, users level permissions, firewall level permissions, and dynamic data masking, and this RLS. So if you talk this concept right, it will provide one good impression on you, and the chances are more are there for you compared to others. This is not the script developed by me, it is developed by the Microsoft itself, and anyhow I will what we used in the session I will send that you. Don't worry about that. We will finish the RLS. Now what we will see? We will see CDC. Where is the CDC? Yeah. Now I will select the ranking database. CDC stands for anyone? Okay. So I will tell you. CDC stands for change data capture. Okay, if you want to record, for example, there is one critical table. Okay, so if somebody might do any operations, either insert, update, delete, or whatever it could be, and you want to record the past data in the another table. So if you have this kind of scenario, CDC is one of the option for you. Okay, and if you want to know how either CDC is enabled or not in in our thing, okay, and I will I will create one more database. So here, if you want to enable to know whether the database is enabled or not, as of now this will change it to ranking. Okay. So here you can see other you can use this thing up to here. On the master databases we cannot enable. On the ranking database as of now it is like uh, there is no such thing like that. Okay. And if it is 0 it is means it is not enabled. If it is like enable 1 it is means enable. So CDC is different. CDC main theme is different, but the way of doing things is different in compared to on-prem and in managed instance and Azure. Why? Because in on-prem and managed instance we have a SQL Server agent and it will create, but here we don't have an agent, right? So we have certain things. If you want to configure that we have a database owner should be there, and you have I mean the person who is trying to configure should be DB, should have DB owner permission. And Azure DB is free, basic, standard up to S2. Service tier doesn't support CDC. It means we cannot do this practical using trial account. If your database is in elastic pool, it should have the elastic pool should have minimum greater than 100 DTUs, or max if you have elastic pool using vCore it should have minimum one vCore. And the Azure SQL database should use data capture scheduler, which is like another separate process, and it doesn't have like dependency on Azure SQL database. It will schedule periodically enables the stored procedures to clean up the CDC tables. So if you want to know, yeah, database got completed. I see I forgot to add a T here. Yeah, can someone tell me how, if we got how to rename the database, Azure SQL database? I think we don't have an option here. Can anyone help me with the rename database option?
Yes, SMS we can do.
Yeah,
SP rename DB we used to do in SSMS.
yes, 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 yeah. Okay, so we have a data. If you enable this, sorry, right now I will go with the test environment. There is no CDC enabled on this test database. Now, if you want to know on which tables that we are having, so we will get names tracked by the CDC or not. CDC, if you want to configure TDC, first you have to enable on database level. Okay, if you enable CDC option on database, then only you can enable on tables individually. To enable CDC and database, you know, just use this command, enable CDC. That's it. We have enabled. Now, if you want to see here, it will be one here. Okay. Now, for example, there is a sales team. Yeah, I'm creating one table, create employee table. Okay. Now I am enabling. Uh, now, if you see here, see all are like employee table is there, stacked by 0. Now, if you enable this option, enable like schema name, custom table name. Table, what is the table name? Employee, right? So schema name, employee name, and capture instance schema underscore table name. This is the disable, right? Okay, here we have an option, schema and employee name. Just click yes. Okay, now this is done. Now you tell me, I have, this is the newly created database. Okay, I have created only one single table. Okay, now if you go to here, now programmability, stored procedures, system stored procedures, whatever the CDC you are seeing here, that all are created by the CDC itself. If you want to view the create, just go to filter, here type CDC, click OK. See, these many CDC stored procedures got generated when we enable this option. Okay, now I'm going to tables. As of now, I have created only one table, right? See how many tables it will be there. Now I am having only one table. So if we expand system tables, see CDC capture columns, CDC jobs, change tables. This is the table where our changes are going to be captured. Okay. So as of now, I have enabled this, right. If you delete, see the column underscore dollar operation records the operation that is associated with change. If you delete the change, right, it will give one number. If you insert, it will give two. It will update, old value should be 3 and new value is be 4. Whenever you see the update 4, it means it is a new value. If it is a old value, it is a 3 value number. See, this is how we need to identify either it's a delete command, insert command, update command. In the update also we have old, new. Okay, so we have enabled. Now what we will do, we will see the operation time. If you see that, as of now I don't have anything. Why? Because the table itself empty. Now I am inserting this thing. Okay, now I want to know what changes that has been done. So one record will be there. Here what is the operation 2? Operation 2 means what? Insert. Okay, uh, operation 2 means insert. Just now I have inserted. What I inserted? ID, first name and last name. This is the name what I have inserted. Okay, here I have enabled primary identity, right? This automatically will insert the data. Now what I will do, I will do one more value. I'm just copying this thing. Okay, I'm just saying Khan here. I'm doing one more insert. This become will 2, right? Now I will view the data here. I'm seeing the tracking table. Okay, I'm seeing in the table. I'm not viewing the data in main table. Okay. So if I view data, sorry, if I click execute, see, like 2 means both it got inserted. Now I want to delete 2 here, or I want to delete 1. Okay, job is done. Now I want to select, go to the table, view the table. Now see here, 1 is there. 1 means delete. What the value I was deleted? Harsha Reddy. Okay. Now I will update. Uh, here is 2, right? Employee name set like something Prabha. Okay, where it is equal to 2. I just updated this. Now you just go to the view data. Now it will see here 3. 3 means what? Old value. 4 means what? New table value. How can you know that whether this is the same table or not? Here we can see this. If these are things are same, it means what? These are related to the only one table, one single table. Okay, old value is GM and new value is Prabha. So this is how one you can use the filter if you want use like filter where operation where dollar what is the column name that I forgot here, dollar underscore dollar. I can copy with the dots. Here we have, right. I will copy this thing. Dollar is equal to, for example, if I want to view only deleted data, you just select 2. See, it will get the only the deleted data. And if you want filter, you can filter on this as this using this equivalent value, so that you came to know these are the same or different. Okay. No, not this thing. Okay, ID per, as of now 2 is related to the same thing. Now when I view the same thing equivalent, it will be same, right? Now these are the same thing. Previously I used see different. Okay, using the same thing, and you can filter as per your requirement, whatever the data you want to see. So this is what exactly the CDC is. And for example, so I don't why, because I want to delete this database. Why? Because my practice was done. If you delete that, still billing will get caught, right? So what you need to do after this, first you need to disable the CDC and database level. Okay, I have deleted. Now you can refresh and you can go to the portal. Okay, and test demo SQL database here, select test, go to compute storage. If somebody asks how you are going to upgrade and downgrade, so this is the way. Basic, apply, done. Once it is changed to the basic, you can delete the database. So we I'm going to send this. Okay, you just go through that. Now we are where we are. What is the thing? CDC is done. Now cross database queries. Okay, right? CDC cross database queries. And just I will take 20 minutes. 20 minutes, okay, guys, for you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to uh, give the demo on like what I mean to say, CDC cross database queries. For this, what I will do, like I will go to test server. I want to delete this thing. Why? Because I have some tables, previous existing tables. So if you mention these points right in your resume, so nobody will touch you. I mean, even interviewer might also get like feel okay, this guy knows very well, so let it be in our space. Okay. If you want to configure cross database queries, the minimum edition what you need to have is standard edition. You cannot do that in basic. Okay. Let's get the databases got deleted or yes, database got deleted. Expand the databases. Yeah, we don't have any database. Now I'm just creating the databases using SSMS, not portal. These are the commands if you want to create the database. So meanwhile, I will show one thing, general limitations, why these cross databases queries comes into picture. Can anyone help me with the reading here? I will only take cross database and cross instance queries using three-part or four-part name. Three-part names are referenced in the temp DB and current database are supported. Okay, like if you want to query the table which is there in another like we used to use three part or four part name, right? So that is not yet possible in data like in Azure SQL database. That's the reason we have an option called cost database queries. In other things we used to call as the external tables or external queries, or in other terms we used to call as a cross database queries. These are the things you see, both are same only. Okay, why we are calling it as a cross database queries? We are trying to query with multiple databases, and that too in same rdbms. If you want to query which is there in storage account is a blob and we are trying to access that used to call it as a external tables. But the story is same. Yeah, it's still executing. So to avoid this, for this limitation we have cross database right option. That's the reason we are doing this experiment to avoid this limit. See, even though whenever we have some limitations, so we should search for the alternatives what we are having. Okay, and like so for this limitation we have cross database queries. Yeah, now I have created the databases. Click refresh. Now we have two databases. One is production DB, one is archive DB. Now what I will do, I will close all these sessions. Now I am taking like one more session, new query on production database. Why? Because we don't have switch option, right? In the same window, I cannot switch to another window using switch database name. That's the reason I am taking this. So what I will do, I am copying, I am naming, I'm commenting this, so that whenever I see this, okay, I'm doing archive DB. Now what I will do, I will copy this, I'm committing. So it is my convenience. Okay, it's not mandatory. Okay, I have created. Now what I will do, I want to create one table in which prod database, production database. Yeah, I have created. Now if you view the data, nothing is there. Okay, so now I am inserting into prod data. Yeah, and now if you view the data, I am having 5 records: Sam, Jam, Pavan, Pravash, Shirsha. Okay, now I am creating one archive table. So if you view the data here, so I'm having now empty data, right? Now what I will do, I am coming to archive database. If I click that, so referencing a database, reference to the database or server name in production data table is not supported in this version of SQL Server. So what I am trying to do here is I am trying to insert the data from production table to. So I am insert into database name, archive table, and select ID name from this table, and where ID is equal to 6. Okay. So this is what I am trying to. I am trying to import the data from production table to archive table, but I am unable to do by because we are falling into limitation. So now what I am doing here is to avoid this error. What we need to do? First, we need to have master key, database scoped credential, then nothing but username and password, l- like external database mirror. Okay, just like connection to the source using database scope credential. This is like external table. These are the 4 things we need to do to the archive DB. So now what I will do here, I will explain things. Okay, I am trying to retrieve the data from archive to production table. Why? Because I want to migrate the unused data from production DB to archive DB. So now I want to do this on archive DB only. Okay. So now I'm just copying all these commands and move to the archive DB. Now I'm creating a master key on archive database. It is done, and this is dummy password. So this is a debit name, can be anything. Just to give the demo, and while seeing itself, you came to know. Identity is like Arsha. Okay. For example, I'm in the same database and same my production DB in same server and archive DB in same server. If you like if it is another server, you need to mention to which server that you are going to. That credentials you need to mention. So using Arsha, I'm enable this Arsha password. So if you click on that, click execute, it is done. Now I need to create the external data source. Okay, external data source means it is credential, like connecting to that source. Okay, type RDBMS. Okay, like this is server. My production database is having in this server. That's you need. I need one is which database that you want to connect. Production database. What is where is the username and password? Here we have the username and password here. Okay. Now I am creating that. Now I want to create one external table using the source, and means we are linking the production table to archive table using this external table. So whenever you recommend, you can just mention is if it is external table, but where is the data here? Okay, we are bringing this data for this source to this source. So we are creating this external table. Done. Now go to archive DB, go to tables. Now this is the normal table what we have created at the starting. But if you want to see that, go to external resources, external data source. See, this is the external data source. Now go to the system table, external tables here. See, this is the external table. This external table is directly linked, okay, to this production table. Okay, so what it is means saying here, three parts name referring in temp DB and current database scopes are supported. So it means I can able to view the data. I can bring the data to the same database, right? This external table is also in archive DB, and that's the reason we can migrate this data. But this data, this prod table doesn't contain any data. It will directly linked to the production DB in the table what in the production DB. So using this we are making like somewhat full to the uh, Azure SQL database. In the paint I will show you clearly what we are doing. So we are in same server. That server name is called text demo 08 dot database dot net. Dot net. Okay, so and coming to view archive DB production DB. So I'm having one table here. Okay. So by default it will be not I mean we cannot bring the data, archive the data from this table to directly. So what I need to do for that? Okay, I cannot do that, right? That's the reason I'm marking it as a wrong. So what we are doing here is first we are creating a master key. My requirement is from here from archive database to I want to connect here, right? So for that what we need to do, we need first I'm creating here master key and database scoped credentials scoped and like one more thing, what database scope? External data source. External data source, external table. Okay. These are the four things that we are creating. First, what we are doing, like we are going to master key. Okay. And database scoped credential. Database scoped credentials means what? Username and password of this database. Why username and password to connect from archive database to this database. This is called covered credential. After connection table, we need to create where we need to connect. What is that source? It means what username and password is there, but I don't know which server, which database that you need to. That things we need to mention here. Okay, in the external data source, we are mentioning to which database and which server that we need to connect. And same thing, like we are creating one mirror table. Okay, So what are the same structure it is been there, it has to be there. Why? Because uh, if we have three columns and we are having two columns, we cannot merge, right? Yes or no? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, Harsha.
Yes.
So we cannot do. So in the external table also, in the production table also, we need to have same tables and same columns and same data type. So we are creating it. So now what it happened once we create that, using this database scope data source and credentials, this this external table will directly connect to this, always been in link. Okay. So using this link, we are traveling this like this. Okay. We are bringing the data into from this data source. This table is directly bringing the data into from the production DB. So this is how we are bringing archiving the data from production table to archive table. Now this is the pictorial demonstration what exactly. Now if I go back to this thing, now Shirisha, which is ID, ID has been there, got promotion. I mean, got better offer, and he left the current organization. Now, what I will do? So I want to move this data to another production. Why? Because he left the organization. Okay, so once we left the data, we cannot directly do that, right? We have some background verification, like we have shown some, we have to know in which year how much money we spend on this person. We should know, right? So we will maintain the data, but in the non-production table, right? So we have linking, right? Now what I will do here, I'm coming back to this archive table. Now Shirsha got promoted, right? So now what I will do, I am trying. I'm. This is the ID, like ID, right? Now I want to move this table to the external to the archive table of main table. And now if you see here, now I will see here only. I don't have any records. Now if you see here, I got an error. Same error. Even though I got do error thing, why means direct. I already show you. I already confirm you. We are not directly touching the production database. We need to touch the archive DB. So even though it is a separate table, we need to touch this external table only. What is the external table name that we have created? This thing, right? So you just copy table to this thing. Now we will see this. One row got affected. Now if you see here, see success, we have successfully archived the production data. Now we have successfully archived, right? Now we can directly go and delete the data. So for example, we have the data. Select star from. So where ID is equal to 6. See whether it is got error or not. Sorry, delete. We got syntax error. Why syntax error? Delete star, delete command correct only, right?
Yes, can you remove star, Harsha, if they specified?
Star.
Star, okay, sorry. Yeah, this is the error I want to show you. DML operations are not supported with the external tables. So whatever you want to do here, okay, so I told you that what I am doing here, external table is linked to the production table. So we can bring the data from archive table to this thing. All select commands will be there, will work on the external table, not for the DML operations. Okay. So if you want to delete, you just go to the production table, this table, main table, delete, and you just mention this. Okay. You can delete. Now if you see that, see we are having only 5. Shirisha has been removed here. So this is how you need to work with the cross database queries. So now you tell me, somebody might ask you, why we need cross database queries? Why not linked servers? Okay, so these kind of questions you might get. Okay, linked cross database queries, like here I told you that, right? Linked server can be created from on-prem to Azure. From Azure, we cannot create from Azure to Azure. That is the one thing. In linked servers, we can configure only RDBMS sources, either it's Oracle, MySQL, anything. But linked servers will external tables. Okay, so whenever it's apart from other database, other sources, you have to call it as a external tables. If it is same database or same, it's a database, you have to say it's a cross database queries or elastic queries. If it is a like other store apart from RDBMS, you need to say that is a like external tables. Okay, yeah. So this is what like cross database queries. So as of now, I'm done. I'm stopping the recording.